Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Welcome to the program Wisdom of Hadith. In this program, we'll explore the meanings, wisdom, and significance of the sayings of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And we'll also try to understand the connection of the hadith of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam with our life as well as work. So today we have a hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and that has been narrated by Sayyidina Umar bin Khattab radiyallahu anhu. The hadith is, "Innamal a'malu bin niyat wa innama likulli imri'in ma nawa. فَمَنْ كَانَتْ هِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ فَهِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَمَنْ كَانَتْ هِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى دُنْيَا يُصِيبُهَا أَوْ امْرَأَةٍ يَتَزَوَّجُهَا فَهِجْرَتُهُ إِلَى مَا هَاجَرَ إِلَيْهِ." Now the translation of this hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is, deeds are to be judged on the basis of intentions. And a man will have only what he intended. When one's migration is for the sake of Allah and the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, then his migration will be considered for the sake of Allah and his Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. But when his migration is for a worldly purpose or any worldly objective which he has aimed, so that will be considered in that specific intention. And if he migrates for the sake of marrying a woman which he wants to marry, so his migration is to be considered as per his intention. So this hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is called Hadithun Niyya. And if you read the books of hadith, so you'll find this hadith as the first hadith of the books of hadith. So this also, represents that all those scholars of Islam who worked in the field of hadith, they put this hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam at the beginning of their books in order to make it clear that their intention is also clear. Their intention is only to seek the pleasure of Allah Almighty. Now, what we learn from this hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, we have few important points that we learn in this hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So we have, different things that we learn from this saying of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The first thing is purity of intention. It means that if you are doing any good act, so that should only be for the sake of Allah Almighty, for seeking pleasure of Allah Almighty, and not for anything else. So if your good action is for the sake of Allah Almighty, so you'll get reward or sawab in akhirah. It means that even good actions are accepted in terms of reward if they have done only for the sake of Allah Almighty. So this means that a believer should be very pure in terms of his intentions when he's doing the things. The second thing we learn from this hadith is that we should be very clear about the purposes of our actions. Whatever we are doing in this world, we should be clear about our intentions. And we will be rewarded in akhirah based on our intentions. If they are pure and if they are for the sake of Allah Almighty, then we'll be getting the reward. So here we have, the thing that we must focus on, and that is to avoid any sort of show-off, that is called riya in Sharia. And we have to be very clear about this thing, that all those actions that have already been declared as unlawful or haram in Sharia, that can never be halal only with a good intention. For example, if you are doing any injustice to people and you say that your intention is good, so no, this won't be accepted as a good action. Similarly, if you say that, okay, I am deceiving someone because I have some good intentions behind this action, so no, this won't be accepted in the hereafter. It means that the actions that are already being declared as haram, those actions will not be halal just because of your good intention. So this should be very clear. Nowadays we talk about a theory of plan behavior in psychology. So in the theory of plan behavior, intention is at the central point. Intention is something that determines your behavior. So we can understand that the way the Prophet ﷺ has emphasized on the purity of intention. So if we just go on to relate it with our life, so intention is very important. Intention is something that determines our behavior. So if we want to do something, if we want to achieve something in our life, we have to be very strong in terms of our intention. That is why we say, if there is a will, there is a way. So in order to achieve your goals, you have to be very firm in your intention. So we learn in this saying of the Prophet ﷺ that we should be very clear in our intention. And there is also a message in this hadith that believers should be visionaries. They should have clear vision behind all their actions. It means that whatever they are doing in this world, they should ask themselves why they are doing what they are doing. So they should not do anything without having any clear intention, without having any clear purpose. So their action should be purposeful. They should be very clear in their goals, in their activities, in whatever they are doing in this world. So if they are doing something good, so they should be doing it consciously. And if they are doing it consciously, then their intention should be to seek the pleasure of Allah Almighty. Inshallah, we will continue to reflect on other hadiths of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in our next episodes.